Ramadan crescent moon sighted in Saudi Arabia. Fasting begins Monday, March 11. Concerns grow over soaring food prices as Ramadan sets to commence. Bandits kill 7 residents of Gangara village in Jibia local government area of Katsina State. On the foreign scene, Israel-Hamas war rages in besieged Gaza on eve of Ramadan. Hello and welcome to the News Hour on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. The sighting of the crescent moon in Saudi Arabia on Sunday evening marks the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan, with March 10 being the last day of the month of Shaban. Ramadan will officially commence on Monday, March 11. Determined by the lunar Islamic calendar, Ramadan starts and ends based on the sighting of the crescent moon. Saudi authorities had urged Muslims to be vigilant in sighting the crescent, with the Supreme Court calling for reports from those who observed it. While Australia, Malaysia, the Philippines and Brunei have set March 12 as the start of Ramadan, Oman announced that it will commence observing the holy month on March 12, Tuesday, due to the absence of the crescent moon sighting on Sunday evening. Of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs and Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar III, has said this year's Ramadan fasting will commence on Monday. This is contained in a statement by a member of the National Moon Sighting Committee, Malam Yahya Muhammad Boyi. As Ramadan approaches, concerns continue to grow over soaring food prices, potentially straining fasting Muslims. A Muslim cleric in Bauchi State has called for restraint among marketers, urging fair and ethical conduct in transactions. His plea aims to uphold Ramadan's spirit of compassion and solidarity, easing financial burdens and fostering communal harmony. Trustee Adamu Imam completes the report.
As the holy month of Ramadan approaches, a Muslim cleric in Bauchi has called on traders and marketers, regardless of their faith, to maintain fair pricing of essential commodities during and after the fasting period. Referencing the teachings of the Holy Quran, which prescribe fasting as means to fear Almighty God, the cleric emphasized the importance of integrity and compassion in business dealings. The cleric's message underscored the need for ethical conduct and social responsibility, reminding all individuals of their duty to uphold fairness and justice, particularly during times of religious significance. We should empathize with people on the situation. Although marketers are saying the company increased price of commodities on daily basis, but they should make minimal gains and not inflate the price too much. And for those large-scale businesses holding commodities, they should remember that this is not fair to small-scale business owners. People should fear God, irrespective of their faith. No religion encourages cheating in life. We should do what is right as Nigerians. When food prices skyrocketing, Nigerians grapple with unprecedented inflation, making daily life increasingly challenging. Traders acknowledge the dire situation, but stress their inability to mitigate the soaring cost, leaving many consumers feeling helpless in the face of economic strain. Compared to before, the price of yam has increased. People cannot afford to buy with the current price. We are experiencing low patronage. We hope that the price will reduce so that our customers will come and buy. All these fruits you are seeing were bought at very high prices. Customers are complaining, but when we go to buy, the price goes up on a daily basis. Today, we went to the market. Oranges we usually buy 12,000 naira. Today is 17,200 naira. Meanwhile, residents who are preparing for the Ramadan share their thoughts on the situation.
Created. There are some things we used to buy at the rate of 150 before, but now you can see it will be around 250, 200 without deduction. Not how you peg that they should reduce the price, they will not reduce the price, they will leave it at their wanted price.
But I also use this opportunity to play the government because, likewise, presently now, our parents they were unable to earn their salary in which they can be able to provide us something to get what we need. If they can be able, as in to be paying their workers from the as in state to the local government, the specific amount that each and individual are earning, then we, as in the student or others, can be able to get some things.
In response to the food crisis exacerbated by the removal of oil subsidy last May, the federal government has initiated the distribution of reserve grains to alleviate the suffering of those affected. It remains to be seen whether this approach will lessen the suffering across the country. Adamima, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Despite the economic hardship and societal myths affecting the growth of women in the society, especially in northern Nigeria, women in Kaduna are defying these odds to speak for themselves and be self-reliant in order to lead decent lives. This is the story of Khadija Muhammad, a graduate of statistics from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, who defied all odds to go to school, but due to economic realities, ventured into fish farming to augment her salary as a teacher. Trustee Viz Bello Musa sent in this report.
Khadija's venture into fish farming began with the use of this space in the family compound. According to her, starting a fish farm is the wisest decision she has ever made.
Immediately when I graduated, before I got a job, I was idle, doing nothing, so I decided to start a business, and I look at the various type of businesses we have. So I decided to go ahead with the poultry and the fishing at the same time because of the demand in the area I stay.
Her life journey is a source of inspiration for many women, as she never allows social myths to shatter her dreams.
Like in our society, we normally think that a woman cannot do a lot of things. So there is a lot of challenges. People tend to look at it that a woman cannot do a lot of things. So if you are doing this kind of business, a lot of people think you cannot do it or you cannot be able to achieve anything from it.
Her passion now is to encourage women to venture into trades that will better their lives.
Well, I think with the current situation that we are in the country, I believe that majority of women are already into business. Unlike before, most women, you find out that they are already doing business right from when they are in school, and some of them immediately when they finish school they will begin to do business. So what I will tell others that are not doing anything, I will advise them they should try and be dependent. Don't always think of governments will provide a job for you because you go to school. Just think of anything. It does not necessarily has to be fishing or poultry. It can be any other business. Once you pick an interest, you analyze the kind of business you want to do, then you can go ahead and start your business.
Though marketing her fish is not easy due to competition in the market, Mohammed is however now using social media to market her product. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Khadija Muhammad there, defying odds. And now away from that and now to health matters. Potiskum and Fika in Yobe State are facing the worst meningitis outbreak this season, primarily affecting secondary school students. Government Secondary School, Fika, Government Science Secondary School, Potiskum, and Federal Government College, Potiskum, are the hardest hit institutions, with over 206 students placed under quarantine. Reports from college principals indicate that the outbreak has claimed the lives of 20 students and infected nearly 300 others. Additionally, 112 students were hospitalized but have since been discharged. Trustee Vest Hassan Kohli has a situation report.
Health workers have taken urgent measures inside school hostels, quarantining over 200 students in makeshift isolation centers to prevent further spread of the meningitis outbreak. However, anxiety grows as neighboring states of Gombe and Bauchi report new cases, heightening concern among communities and school authorities. According to authorities interviewed by Trustee Vest Northeast Brief Chief, over 100 cases have been recorded in the school community alone. Currently, 35 patients, including primary school pupils, are receiving treatment at hospital isolation centers.
After receiving the information of this outbreak, the ministry, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, we had a meeting with SSG in order to map strategies on how best to tackle this, the spread of this menace.
The isolation center is open here purposely to curb the menace of this disease. And we admitted about 112 students here. We have the health personnel from the hospital and the primary health care units. Currently, we have 43 on the ground and 69 were discharged.
The Minister of Education was deployed to this very school to see that this problem is over with all form of effort, either advisably or medically and otherwise.
Roughly about 214 students came into the facility, of which have been seen. And as I'm talking to you, we only have about 8 students left.
Gadaka, a community within the Fika local government area of Yobe State, is grieved by panic following a recent meningitis outbreak in the government secondary school, while health authorities claim to have discharged the last person with suspected meningitis in the local government. Residents remain fearful of the disease's spread, especially among children in remote villages. As a result, they are adopting various strategies to minimize the risks of contracting the illness.
We are in panic. As a preventive measure, we stopped sending our children to school out of fear that they might get infected. We also try to sleep in well-ventilated rooms, as suggested by medical experts. Right now, we want the government to send us medical supplies. This disease is terrible. It kills people almost instantly. Most of the villagers here are not even close to a hospital. That is why we are losing people before we take them to Fika General Hospital for medical attention. We have a hospital here in Maidua, but it does not provide us with standard medical care. We lost people to this disease here even before it hit the secondary school. So we are urging the government to provide vaccines and medicines for this deadly disease.
The medical officer in charge of Fika General Hospital has announced that the meningitis situation is now under control, with all 85 confirmed cases have responded well to treatment. However, the public is urged to remain vigilant.
2/3 of the cases we accept are from Gadaka government girls secondary schools. So part of the measure we instituted is to pass information to educate the teachers on how to pass the information to those students on avoiding overcrowding, sleeping in a very ventilated area to prevent a spread, and to report any ailment, any headache, fever, neck stiffness, or vomiting. They should report it appropriately.
Nafa, the local government area in Gombe State, is grappling with suspected meningitis-related deaths, with the first case reported on February 18, initially labeled as a strange disease. Subsequent sampling confirmed it as meningitis. Despite official reports indicating only 2 cases, residents claim the death toll is much higher, urging government intervention to detect and halt the spread. Dalladi Maliki, who lost 2 children within a week, is among the grieving parents. There are no figures on the date or cases at the time of filing this report, as effort to contact the State Commissioner of Health proved abortive. However, the state government claimed on March 1st, 2024, that the development is not reaching the outbreak stage.
We got 2 cases from Nafata local government that were positive for Neisseria meningitis. And therefore, we have cases of Neisseria meningitis, which is a strain that causes outbreaks in this meningitis belt. For us to declare an outbreak for meningitis, we must get at least 10 cases out of 100 in a 100,000 population within one district. Therefore, we are at a large threshold, so we need to do mitigation measures to prevent further spread and to halt it at this level without going into major outbreak.
Located in semi-arid climatic zone, the extreme north of Gombe and the whole Yobe state were flagged by the Nigeria Center of Disease Control as an area that requires high vigilance for meningitis. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
A fire incident has erupted at the Dan Agundi transmission station. A critical supply chain provided electricity to major parts of metropolitan Kano. Reports indicate that the fire is affecting high-performance capacity transformers, and responders are yet to reach the area. According to an official from the Kano Transmission Company, who preferred to be unnamed, true transformers have been affected by the fire, while 2 others, one in service and one yet to be commissioned, remain undamaged. While the cause of the incident is yet to be determined, eyewitnesses in the area reported seeing flames amidst heavy smoke, prompting alarms from passers-by. Efforts to reach Public Relations Officer of the Kano Fire Service, Saminu Yusuf Abdullahi, were unsuccessful at the time of filing this report, as calls to his phone went unanswered. In a recent attack on Saturday night, bandits mercilessly killed 7 residents of Gangara village in GBL local government area of Katsina State. This tragic incident adds to the long-standing terror endured by Gangara and neighboring communities, where dozens of residents have fallen victim to bandits' attacks over the past decade, leading to severe economic and social upheaval. During the attack in Gangara, the bandits not only took the lives of innocent residents, but also abducted an unspecified number of women and displaced several others from their homes. Shockingly, residents reported that the bandits wreaked havoc in the community for over an hour without any intervention from security forces, leaving them feeling abandoned by the authorities. In a plea for help, residents are urging the government to deploy security operatives to the area to prevent further escalation of insecurity that has already caused immense devastation to the affected communities. Despite efforts to reach out for official confirmation, the spokesman of the Katsina State Police Command, ASP Sadiq Abubakar, remained unreachable for comment. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima conveyed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's deep concern regarding the abduction of over 287 school children in Kuriga, Kaduna State, during a sympathy visit to Governor Ubasani at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim House in Kaduna. The Vice President assured that the President has directed security agencies to spare no effort in ensuring the safe return of the children to their families. Bello Musa has more on the Vice President's visit.
Speaking to Kuriga community leaders and the families of the victims, the Vice President affirmed that the federal government remains resolute in its commitment to safely rescue all abducted children.
And he has instructed the security agencies to leave no stone unturned until we return our kids back to their parents. Leadership requires sacrifice. Leadership requires weathering the toughest of storms. Be rest assured that the President is equal to the task. The very essence of the existence of government is to secure the lives and properties of the citizenry. He has tasked the entire security architecture in the country to go all out and get back our kids safely.
In his statement, Governor Obasani expressed gratitude to the Vice President for his visit and conveyed optimism regarding the ongoing rescue effort for the abducted school children.
Security agencies in the country have been working closely with Kaduna State government to ensure the safe return of the children. Here in Kaduna, we have been working with the community as well as the leadership of Chukwu local government to ensure that we collaborate with the relevant security agencies to ensure that all the children return back home safely. The community have been very cooperative. They are working with Kaduna State government, working with the relevant security agencies, and I can say that we are making some progress.
Vice President Shatima also convened a closed-door meeting with Kuriga community leaders, parents of the kidnapped school children, security chiefs, and state government officials. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Gidado Siddiqui, the Deputy National Director of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, has expressed dismay over the recent demolition of cattle markets in the southeast region. Siddiqui, who formerly chaired MACBAN's Southeast Zone, voiced concern during a gathering in Awka, Anambra State's capital. He highlighted the adverse impact of the demolitions on the local economy and livelihoods, particularly in Abia and Enugu states, where the Lokbanta and Ugwoba cattle markets were raised. Siddiqui emphasized the need for government actions and policies to prioritize compassion and understanding, especially during times of hardship. Siddiqui called for swift reconstruction of market facilities to support the business activities of MACBAN members. He urged fellow members to uphold the law, avoid actions that could disrupt peace, and strive for harmonious interactions with others in both business and personal endeavors. In the face of challenges, Siddiqui encouraged MACBAN members to reflect on their lives and embrace constructive approaches that promote positive engagement and mutual respect within the community. Tragedy struck in Na Orokpa community in Unta Ikom local government area of Cross River State as 3 individuals lost their lives in a violent clash allegedly instigated by the Ofunokpa people of the Mbembe tribe from Obobra local government area. Among the victims were 10-year-old Rejoice Nton Anoka, student Mariam Akanya Mfono 20, with the identity of a tea visitor yet to be disclosed. According to sources, the attackers descended on the Nta Na Orokpa community in the early hours, resulting in the loss of lives. This conflict, which has persisted for 3 decades between the neighboring communities, has sadly led to continual bloodshed. In a bid to quell the long-standing feud, the state government intervened, directing that the Membe people should remain in a Obobra local government area alongside their kinsmen, while the Ntas are to stay in their ancestral homeland. Confirming the incident, PRO Irene Ugo of the State Police Command assured that the authorities were actively addressing the situation. However, the tragic loss of lives underscores the urgent need for lasting peace and reconciliation efforts to prevent further bloodshed and foster harmony among the affected communities. Presidency has reacted to the claim made by Senator Abdul Ningi, representing Bauchi Central, that President Bola Tinubu-led federal government is operating 2 versions of the 2024 budget. Senator Ningi, acting under the banner of the Northern Senators Forum, claimed during an interview with the BBC Hausa service that the National Assembly discussed and approved a budget of 25 trillion naira for 2024 instead of the 28.7 trillion naira that is being implemented by the federal government. In a statement issued on Sunday, March 10, the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, described the claim as false and misleading. This is the News Hour on Trust TV, coming up after the break. As power shortages persist, Agege residents decry negative impact on businesses. We'll bring you insights and details of this story and more. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. This is the News Hour on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that Sultan of Sokoto and President of the National Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, confirmed sighting of the moon, marking the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan. Bandits killed 7 residents of Gangara village in Jibia local government area of Katsina State. Moving on to more stories. The Adamawa state government has initiated legal proceedings against the suspended resident electoral commissioner, Barrister Hudu Yunusa Ari, accusing him of electoral offences during his tenure. The government has brought 3 charges against him, including disturbing public peace, conduct likely to breach peace, and impersonation of a public officer. These charges have been brought before Justice Benjamin Manji Lawan. Hudu faces a total of 9 charges in 2 separate suits filed by both the federal government and the Adamawa state government. Both parties are seeking his conviction. While the federal government initially filed 6 charges, the case has been delayed due to procedural issues. The Adamawa state government filed its suit on February 20, 2024, but has faced challenges in serving the defendant with court papers. Akamode Abayomi, the state's counsel, informed the court that the defendant could not be located at the address provided in Bauchi State. The prosecution requested a new court date to make further attempts to serve the defendant and assured the court of their commitment to arraign him. As part of efforts to address the cost of living crisis in Jigawa, the state governor, Umar Namadi, has officially flagged the distribution of palliatives to beneficiaries. The exercise saw the distribution of rice, maize, and other food items to beneficiaries across the 287 political wards in the state. Let's take a look at the report.
Benefiting residents were carefully selected from all 287 political wards within the state to ensure a statewide coverage. The initiative aims to provide essential support to those in need, reflecting the state government's commitment to the welfare of its people. In a statement, Governor Umar Namadi disclosed additional efforts to address the needs of the people, including 599 Ramadan feeding centers identified, with 2 centers designated in each political ward. Each center is to provide sustenance for a minimum of 300 persons daily. Governor Namadi emphasized that the initiative not only addresses the nutritional requirements of the community, but also serves as a catalyst for employment. Through the establishment of these feeding centers, a notable 21,000 jobs have been generated, offering a dual benefit of sustenance and economic empowerment.
Well, Alhamdulillah, as you can see, today, what we are trying to do is to intervene. People are in a very difficult situations. The situation is so difficult, and now the month of Ramadan is approaching. Therefore, we want a situation whereby people will start the Ramadan in a very stable manner. Stable manner in the sense that they will start the Ramadan with something that after the end of the Ramadan, they will have something to break their fast with. So that is why we quickly intervene by distributing food items, including maize, including rice, including spaghetti.
Governor Omar Namadi wants the best for the people of Jigawa. That is why he is working to ensure that no one goes to bed hungry. He is working to implement new strategies to provide food for people across the state during the Ramadan fast.
Observers say the governor's comprehensive approach to tackling the challenges faced by the people during this critical period is a significant stride in the state's commitment to the well-being of its populace.
Residents of Maiduguri and Jalingo in Borno and Taraba states are grappling with unbearable heat as the current weather proves to be more intense compared to previous years, making daily activities a challenge for many. Beatrice Kurutsi has more on the impact of the current heat wave in the northeast.
The intense heat of the scorching sun in Maiduguri's metropolis compels people to seek shade during the day, disrupting daily activities. Despite the discomfort, Mariam continues to run her small-scale business driven by the necessity to make ends meet.
I have no choice to come out under the sun to do my business. I'm used to it.
The extreme heat, typical for March, has been particularly severe this year, exacerbated by the absence of electricity for the past 6 days in Maiduguri.
We are used to heat, so I don't regard this as something new within the environment here. A couple of days back, last week I was in Jos, and some people say, heat in Jos. I say, you don't know what this is not heat. In Borno, we used to have between 40 and 47 degrees Celsius. And once it goes above 42, 43 degrees Celsius, everybody stays indoors. So,
ultimately, the heat is too much, over too much, because it has gotten to a level that even when you're on your phone during the daytime, around 11, 12, the camera does not work even. It will ask you to shut down. Some phones go freeze. Like my own, my camera will give me a sign that the temperature is too high. So that means, man, it's only water. Keep on taking water. The cold water is not even available, no light. So you see, the things is too much, it's too jam-packed. And the situation of the country now is getting so worrisome.
Fruit sellers in Jalingo are experiencing losses due to the harsh weather conditions.
You cannot sleep in the night. And this weather, it can cause it can cause disease.
Honestly, life is not easy. Prices of commodities have gone up. The prices of fruit have also gone up. And because of the weather, the fruits get spoiled after a day or two. And that is a loss for me because I am forced to dispose of them.
The hotter the weather, the more likely there are some, health risk to the people. And the most important health risk is dehydration. Dehydration is when there is, the water in your body is not up to the level it's supposed to be because you are losing water constantly through insensible water loss, through sweating and the rest of it, especially when you are exposed to the sunlight.
Many residents will have to bear the harsh weather until the rainy season sets in.
We move over now to the southwestern part of the country where residents of Agege area of Lagos State are lamenting the shortage of electricity supply in the area. They are therefore appealing to the authority of Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company to resolve the issue, which they say is negatively impacting businesses there. Victoria Tokolo, who went round Agege, brings us more in this report. Her report is presented from our studio.
Residents of Agege area of Lagos State are grappling with the challenges of unreliable power supply and low patronage for businesses. Residents who rely majorly on power supply for their businesses have been left in the dark as they voice out their frustration.
We don't have lights. They don't give us lights. If they bring it,
Just 1 hour, 2 hours, they have taken it. We don't have flight to fresh water. We don't have flight to do whatever we want to do. We don't have flight to do it. We are begging our elders to give us lights.
But for now, in a day, my generator must step out. I must make use of it. You know, when we want to do photo shoots now, without light, you can never do a shoot. It's not possible for you to do photo shoot without a light. And now you can see the rate of fuel now is too high.
Due to this poor shortage of power supply in the area, hairdressers and barbers are finding it difficult to meet the demand of the customers, as their business largely depends on power supply.
Light issue is not constant and is not often, but they are trying. We use prepay also, maybe monthly, we pay monthly.
But the light in this area here is so bad, which is the street of Utubu at Agege area. Light is so bad to the extent that we don't even have sales anymore because customers do complain that they can't be cutting their hair without light. But the fuels now are now expensive for people to use.
Residents here are appealing to those in authority to solve the issue of poor power supply in order to foster economic growth and also improve living standard of residents in the area.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency apprehended 2 elderly individuals suspected of drug trafficking in Borno State. The suspects, identified as Megemu Adam and Yamama Musa, were found in possession of 32,000 ampoules of tramadol injection. Additionally, NDLEA operatives intercepted a Golf 3 Salon car in Yobe State, arresting the occupant Alhaji Mala Tijani. The vehicle was en route to Niger Republic, carrying 40 blocks of cannabis weighing 24.5 kilograms, intended for delivery to another dealer. In separate incidents, significant drug seizures were made in Kaduna and Kano states along Kasina Road, Kaduna. Driver Mutari Yau was found transporting 42 cartons containing 8,400 bottles of codeine syrup, while Nura Yusuf was apprehended in Kano with 62 kilograms of cannabis. Furthermore, NDLEA officers arrested Abubakar Sani and Muhammad Al-Khali, who were found in possession of 244 bottles of codeine syrup and 49,800 pills of tramadol, respectively, along the Kano-Maiduguri Road. In a notable interception, NDLEA thwarted an attempt to transport illicit drugs concealed within the engine compartment of an interstate commercial bus. And now to the southeastern part of the country. The Joint Security Task Force in Imo State, southeast Nigeria, has achieved significant success in countering dissidents operating under the IPOB ESN umbrella. Operations included dislodging the group from Eke Otutu Market in Orsu local government area and reclaiming the Mother Valley, their operational headquarters. Trustees Ajibade Praise was there and filed in this report.
Currently, I am standing at the Orsu Ihitukwa community, specifically at the Eke Otutu Market Road, where the dissidents over some time now had occupied. But as we speak right now, this place has been reclaimed by the military, and the people of the community now have cause to rejoice again. If you can look here, used to be the market, you know, where a lot of the traders do come there to transact and do their businesses. But ever since, they've not been here because the place has not been safe for them. But right now, as we speak, following the operation, the successful operation of the military, I think normalcy has returned.
Led by the brigade commander of the 34 Artillery Brigade, Brigadier General Usman Lawal, the Joint Security Task Force, comprising personnel from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, DSS and other sister agencies, has made significant stride in recovering illicit items from the dissidents operating under the IPOB ESN umbrella in Imo State. During the operation, they seized military wares, firearms, ammunition, locally made explosive, CCTV cameras,
used for monitoring security forces, stolen vehicles, and Biafra anthem leaflets, among other items. The successes were attributed to the leadership of the General Officer Commanding 82 Division, Enugu, Major General Hassan Taiwo Dada, who visited the location for an on-the-spot assessment.
The immediate requirement now is for the communities to take ownership of their communities, which we continue to support them. And this is based on the strategic guidance that we are receiving from our very amiable Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tariq Lagbaja, that has mandated me to come and appreciate the troops.
General Officer Commanding GOC 82 Division Enugu and Commander of the Operation Udoka in the Southeast, Major General Hassan Taiwo Dada, commended the Joint Security Task Force for their efforts and assured them of the continuous support of the armed leadership of Lieutenant General Tariq Lagbaja. During his visit, Commander Dada interacted with returning residents who were beginning to return to their villages following the successful military operation. As a gesture of support, he handed over food items and other valuables for them to resume their normal lives.
Process those people that have been arrested, and of course, they will be made to face the law, and we also will use them as appropriate in conduct of our future operations.
While the military and the police, alongside other sister agencies, remain resolute in the fight against insecurity in the state, the Governor Hope Uzodinma-led administration is calling on the dissidents to drop their arms and surrender. He assures them of a better livelihood once they embrace peace. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust TV. We'll go on a quick break. I'll be right back. Welcome back and thank you for staying. You're still watching the News Hour on Trust TV. We'll take it away from Nigeria now. Amidst relentless combat in Gaza, a ceasefire remains elusive as the Muslim holy month of Ramadan approaches, exacerbating the dire humanitarian crisis crippling the besieged Palestinian enclave. To address the urgent need, a Spanish charity vessel is preparing to depart from Cyprus with 200 tons of food aid destined for Gaza's shores. Partnering the United States-based charity World Central Kitchen, the NGO Open Arms aims to alleviate the suffering of Gaza's residents who are enduring their 6th month of conflict. Despite sporadic food drops by United States, Jordanian and other aircraft, United Nations agencies caution that these efforts are insufficient to meet the needs of Gaza's 2.4 million inhabitants, with famine looming in certain areas. The ongoing war, ignited by an attack on Israel on October 7, has exacted a heavy toll, claiming over 31,000 Palestinian lives, according to Gaza's health ministry. Large swaths of the territory now resemble desolate wastelands, ravaged by relentless bombings. With Ramadan's commencement imminent, hopes for a cessation of hostilities persist, contingent upon the sighting of the crescent moon. Yet, amid the turmoil, the suffering of Gaza's population persists unabated, underscoring the urgent need for a lasting peace. Meanwhile, a United States military ship laden with humanitarian aid sailed from Virginia to Gaza, according to 3 Central Command on Sunday. The General Frank S. Besson also has logistics to carry the first equipment to build a temporary port to deliver supplies to Gaza. At least 31,045 Palestinians have been killed and 72,654 wounded since Israel started its offensive on Gaza, according to the health ministry in Hamas-run enclave. Around 1,140 people were killed in the Hamas-led October 7 attacks, and 250 people taken hostage, according to Israeli figures, with 132 still missing. Lebanon's Hezbollah on Sunday said it had fired dozens of rockets into northern Israel after Israeli strikes the day before killed 5 people in southern Lebanon, including 3 Hezbollah members. Hezbollah said it had launched dozens of Katyusha-type rockets in the morning on the Israeli village of Meron, 8 kilometers from the border. Meron is a home to major Israeli air control base that the Iran-backed group has targeted several times since the start of the year. And in sports, Alexis Mark Allister scored a second-half leveler from the penalty spot as Liverpool and title rivals Manchester City played out draw at Anfield. John Stones had given Manchester City the lead in the 23rd minute when he swept in Kevin De Bruyne's corner. The draw meant Arsenal stayed top of the Premier League, level on points with second-place Liverpool, with City a point behind in third. Let's now join Adeni Ajishafe for more sports news.
The third place match between ZMFC and Now FC came up in the Zaginda Charity Cup football tournament involving 8 teams in Group A and B that competed in the tournament. The regulation time ended 1-1 to play penalties, with ZMC winning the battle for the third place 5-4. In the final match, which had white jersey NBA Abuja locked horns with green jersey Giants Connect FC at the Turf Arena, both teams squared up at the blow of the whistle. It was a stalemate in the first half, despite the flashes of moves to score. The second half also got off on a high note, with action from both sides, searching for a goal to make a mark. NBFC almost scored a goal via a thunderous shot that hit the bar. The match also ended goalless to call for penalties. NBA goalkeeper was the hero of his team as he saved a penalty to give his team Unity Bars FC victory in 2024 edition. Paul Oguru said it was experience that made him save the penalty while his team worked hard.
It wasn't an easy task, but as a goalkeeper, the years of experience came into play, and believing in God, we needed to win this tournament to put us in the right perspective, and we did it in flying colors.
Mukhtar Adeyi said his team fought hard to play goalless before the penalties with so much pride.
The secret is to be a complete sportsman, win or lose. As long as you play to your satisfaction of the team, the instructions of the coach, give the winning team a run for their life, I think you'll be proud of yourself.
A tournament organized to create awareness about kidney disease, according to one of the organizers.
Of life. So the major aim was just to create awareness for kidney disease. Next season, we hope to have a bigger and better competition, with wider outreach, and we hope to be able to raise funds to help indigent kidney disease patients.
Teams with Joseph for honor in next season's Zakinda Charity Cup to help society through football. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
Well, there you have it. You're up to speed with the latest Imagine and Reimagine stories in Nigeria and beyond. And with that, we've come to the end of the news hour on Trust Television. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms, and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching.